What's going on, MMA fans? It is G here at MMA Hype Watch, and today we are going to have a talk yet again about Conor McGregor. No, we're not going to talk about how great Conor McGregor is or his legacy or how he's going to put on 3 fights this year. We're not going to talk about anything like that. We're actually going to talk about something more realistic, and that is Conor fighting at 155. Not 170, 155. MMA fans are saying that Conor should go for 3 belts, and he's already held the lightweight championship belt, and that's true, and that's fair, and that's fine. But the thing is, Conor McGregor fighting at 170, he would still have to go through a legit contender at welterweight. He would still have to go through a legit contender at welterweight before he was able to get a shot at the belt. I mean, legit contenders at welterweight they're currently limited right now. I mean, Tyron Woodley is fighting Leon Edwards. Kamaru Usman is fighting Jorge Masvidal. I mean, anybody that Conor McGregor fights at welterweight to try to get the welterweight belt would be basically another McGregor versus Donald Cerrone. So, regardless of the winner between Kamaru Usman and Jorge Masvidal and everything, Conor still needs to make these 3 fights in 2020. His best option is going back to 155 and doing what Dana White says, getting him that fight with Khabib Nurmagomedov, or somehow getting him a fight at 155. And when you look at the 155-pound division, that leaves one person open. That one person that's left that has no fight as of yet is Justin Gaethje. And yes, it's a very hard case. It's a very, very hard case to make for a fight with Justin Gaethje at 155. You know, Justin Gaethje has highlights. Justin Gaethje he's an exciting fighter. He's an amazing fighter. But for a lot of MMA fans, it hasn't been an option that they most likely want to see. They want to see these amazing fights and everything, these like high-profile fights and stuff. But this is Conor McGregor. You all just watched Conor McGregor fight Donald Cerrone. This is no shot at Donald Cerrone. Donald Cerrone is a highlight, exciting fighter himself. Go look at the highlights and see what we mean. But people, for some odd reason, do not think that Justin Gaethje is a legit contender in the McGregor series. Yes, that's what we're calling it. We're calling the McGregor series because everybody wants to fight Conor McGregor like he's a champion of both the welterweight and the lightweight division. Why Justin Gaethje makes sense. Justin Gaethje makes sense because last contender left at lightweight for Khabib to fight, but he's also the next challenger for the belt, really, when it comes down to it, by rankings, which we stated in our last video, do not really matter. So that whole point goes out the window. But if the UFC wanted to salvage some of their reputation, or, you know, what's really left of their reputation, having Conor McGregor fight Justin Gaethje would make sense. Khabib versus Tony Ferguson happens in April. Conor McGregor still needs to fight somewhere in between the spring and the summer, and then his last fight possibly to cap off the 2020 year. That would be the perfect setup, whether it be Kamaru Usman or whether it's Khabib or Tony Ferguson or Jorge Masvidal, whoever has the belt at the time. That would be the perfect setup to get those 3 fights in there for Conor McGregor. The one thing that we see that MMA fans do have a legit case for Conor McGregor basically somehow sitting out, you know, most of 2020, or taking a boxing match against Terrence Crawford, or MMA match against Terrence Crawford, or Mayweather versus McGregor 2, which we please just don't make it, is the fact that Justin Gaethje has lost to 2 fighters that Conor McGregor has beaten in impressive fashion. That's Eddie Alvarez and Dustin Poirier. And that's a fair case for MMA fans to make. That, hey, if Dustin Poirier and Eddie Alvarez could beat Justin Gaethje, then why would Conor McGregor have a hard time beating Justin Gaethje? It's fair, but we're going to say that's also MMA math. Because in the same sense that Conor McGregor could come back and revamp himself, Justin Gaethje can come back and revamp himself as well. Justin Gaethje he's an amazing fighter. He's an amazing striker. He's an amazing wrestler. Even though, he comes in to put on these fights that MMA fans want to see, and he knows exactly what he's doing, like win, lose, or draw. He's coming to brawl. He's coming to fight. He's coming to put on highlights. And maybe that's worked against him in some instances, but so far he's doing a pretty good job at it. And giving Conor McGregor a legit contender at lightweight before he fights Khabib would make sense for the UFC, for Conor McGregor, for MMA fans, regardless of rankings and titles not really meaning anything to the UFC. Because of Khabib and Tony Ferguson fight in April, Khabib or Tony, they're not going to be ready to fight until late fall. Conor McGregor setting it all the way out till then, it's not going to make a 3-fight scenario for the UFC, even though it'll still make money. Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal hasn't even been booked yet. And if Dana White is actually telling the truth about, booking this fight and that's the next fight, that's probably not going to be booked for a while here. And yet again, that still ties up inactive Conor McGregor to go do a boxing match or go do something crazy. MMA fans will more than likely pay to see, because that's how the McGregor effect works. He makes people believe, and then he makes people pay to see what he's making them believe. And it works. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. Everybody wants a piece of the money. And tossing Justin Gaethje into that mix, it's not the biggest money maker, but it's still a money maker. And it makes sense for the lightweight division. Just like Conor McGregor fighting Jorge Masvidal in the welterweight division before he gets the title shot, at welterweight, if that were the case, would make sense. As we stated in our last video, yes, rankings and titles, they don't matter to UFC. Only money matters to UFC in this current era. But there is a way to make fights make sense and also make money at the same time. And this would be one of these ways. So fans, if you agree with us, let us know. If you disagree with us, let us know what you think. Tell us what would be the perfect setup or somewhat of a more logical setup for Conor McGregor fighting 3 times this year as the UFC wants, as Conor McGregor says that he's going to do. Tell us something that we possibly missed here. So for now, don't forget to go ahead, hit that follow button on Instagram. We're at MMA Hype News. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Turn on the notification bell, so we can continue to bring you MMA content. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you all. And until next time, this is G here at MMA Hype Watch, and we are out.